Welcome back to JJW Outdoors. Justin here. Today we are going to be tying an awesome, really cool knot. This knot is called the Constrictor hitch. Now this isn't just any ordinary knot. This knot, once you tie it, does not come undone very easily at all. 90% of the time you either have to cut it or you have to tear apart whatever you tied it on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This knot that I'm going to show you how to tie is considered the most dangerous knot or dangerous hitch on the earth. You know why? Because once you tie it, it's not easily to undo, like I said earlier, but you can't get it undone. That is what makes it very, very dangerous. Come over here and I will show you how to tie this very dangerous knot. So first things first, we're going to take our loop, we're going to have our line, we're going to toss it over just like that. Then we're going to take it, we're going to wrap it around this way, cross it over, come back around, then we're going to go in front of this end of our rope right here. And then in doing so, you're going to see there's an opening here and there's an opening here. We're going to kind of wiggle this knot loose a little bit, and then we're going to put it right through there, just like that. Then you can see I have a loop here, a loop here. My tail, it's pinching, going around and coming back through. Now you're just going to snug it up. Just like that. That is what it looks like when tying the Constrictor hitch. Now using a big rope is way different than using a small rope. Let me show you. I'm going to get some paracord out right here. We're going to go around. We're going to go do the same thing. We're going to cross it, come up through, around the bottom here. And then we're going to just go straight up right here. Now using the thinner rope, it binds on itself way tighter than the thicker rope. But you can see I can pull on this, and I didn't pull it very tight. And it just keeps constricting. It is tighter and tighter and tighter right now. Same thing with this. Now I'm not going to do it because it's very hard to undo, like I said, and I won't be able to get my rope back. But that is how you tie the Constrictor hitch. Now I'm going to show you another way to tie it, but say since I have this end cut right here, we're just going to slip it over the end and we're just going to tie it. So you can tie this mid-line. So I'm going to do that for you. Here's my line. Here's my line. That is long. I don't want to pull that rope through every single time I try tying this knot. So we're going to take this, okay, just like this. We're going to take one end and we're just going to make a loop. Just like this. See how I did that? We're going to take this. We're going to make a loop. Just like that. Now you're going to take your loop, the same hand you made your loop with, you're just going to make this top go under without moving your other hand. That simple. And then you're going to take your two loops that you can see and you're just going to put them together like this, and that is your hitch right there. So now you can take this, you put it over top of your object, and you just pull. And just like that, you have created your hitch. So I showed you how to do it midline. Now I'm not saying you have to do it midline, so we're going to tie it using the end like this. So we're just going to take our end like this, leave a good amount on the side in case you need it. We're going to go like this. We're going to take this and we're just going to go like this. And there you go. Okay, then you take this top portion and you bring it down just like that. The same hand that I moved. I'm not moving the right hand, I'm moving my left hand. And then you just go around and you grab your two loops, take your stick, you put it right on your stick or whatever object you're tying it to, and there you go. So as you can see, it's pretty loose right now because I didn't tighten it, but I'm gonna show you. We're gonna tie it. We're gonna tighten it just like this. I'm gonna force it really tight. Just like that. Now it does not slide. The knot doesn't move very easily. It is really tight. And every single time you pull on it, the tighter and tighter it gets. So now to undo it, a lot of people go like this. It's easier with a big rope than a smaller rope. But that is how you undo it if you want to undo this knot. All right, so we used a bigger rope and we used some paracord. So now let's tie it with bank line and see if it acts a little differently. But I'm going to be showing you a few uses for this knot. Here's one of them right now. We're not going to tie the bank line to the stick. We're actually going to tie it to the end of our rope. So as you can see here, it is fraying on me. Now I have burnt this rope. I don't know how many times. This is an old rope. But instead of burning it, we're actually gonna tie this constrictor hitch right around it. So let's take our bank line. This is a lot of bank line, so I'm obviously not gonna use all of it. I just need a little piece of it on the end. So let's take our bank line now and let's tie our knot. So we're gonna create our loop. We're gonna cross the one down, create a loop just like this. Now I need this loop to be a little bit bigger because of my diameter of rope. We're gonna put it like that. We're gonna go fairly close to the edge, just like so. Oop, I missed a little piece. Just like that. There's our constrictor knot. We're just gonna pull it super, super tight. Just like that, we have our constrictor knot around our piece of rope. Wow, we can't even move that. That's huge. All right, so now we're gonna take our pocket knife or a belt knife, whatever you prefer, and we're just gonna cut these tail ends. So we're just gonna cut them nice and close, just like that. Do it again on this side. Just like that. All right, so as you can see, I have one of these reflectors right here. I have it tied to a stick over there. We're gonna kind of just make a little lean-to like thing, but instead of, obviously I have no tree here, I can't lean it over here. We're gonna tie a loop like this. We're just gonna put the loop over here just to tighten it down like this. Then we're gonna take a stick, okay? That's roughly the height that we want it, which is gonna be right there. As you can see here, I'm using bank line. We're gonna take this. We're gonna go like this. Go down, make our hitch, put our hitch, oops, need to be a little bit bigger. Put our hitch right over top of our stick. We're gonna tighten it. As you can see there's our constrictor hitch. This, we can go right down to our ground where our, I gotta go this way. Where our toggle system is, not toggle, where our anchor point is. Then you could always tie another one right here. Come this way, go around, go in the front. Here, we're gonna move this here. That's a little hard to do mid-line. Keep that in mind. But instead of pulling it all the way through, we're gonna pull a loop through. So now I just tied the constrictor hitch with a loop. We're gonna put this in the ground a little bit more like that. Now, as you can see here, I have my anchor, comes up, ties to another constrictor hitch here, which ties to my tarp setup here, which obviously goes over there. So now all I have to do is pull this back, stake it down, and we're good to go. So that is another useful trick for this knot, tying off to a stick to an anchor point to the ground, because you don't have a tree to tie it to. Before I undo this, I want to show you this. I tied a loop right here for a reason. Now, knowing that this knot is super hard to undo, you put a loop in there instead of pull the rope all the way through, then it will just pop right out for you. And now it will come right undone. Just like that. Super easy, super fast, and super simple. Now this one's not gonna be as simple, but we're just gonna wave it around a little bit, do one of these, kind of push it together for a minute, kind of move it up, and it should come loose, just like that. Pops off. And then the cool part about this knot is, once it looks like a mess, right? You just pull your two tag ends, and it comes right undone, just like that. All right, so here is another one that you can do. Obviously, you have like a bedroll right here. Obviously, this isn't a full bedroll, but we're gonna pretend it is. We're gonna put our rope right over top like this. We're gonna go around, create our X. We're gonna go around the back side, go in front of our loop right there. once you go in front, you're going to come up through your X, and you're going to be able to pull it just like that. Now, being like this, you might have to put a stopper knot in there somewhere, but as you can see, it'll just keep getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And there you go. There's another way to use this knot. I forgot to mention, I should have put a loop in here. If you were to put a loop in here, it would have been way easier to undo. But since it's being so big and bulky, it don't really tighten as much as I thought it was going to, but it still works. But I highly recommend you put that loop in there to help you out in the long run. So here is another useful way to use this knot. So I have a little hatchet here. Obviously, we're gonna take our sheath off, put our sheath in our pocket so we don't lose it. But swinging a hatchet, okay, you gotta be aware of where your legs are, and it's a dangerous tool. It really is. It's a very dangerous tool. But you can see, swinging it, it works great, right? Sometimes it wants to go out of your hand, or it falls, or if your hands are cold, you don't have a good grip on it, or if your axe handle is a little wet and makes it a little slippery, you can actually take this knot and use it on the back here to make a really cool handle, which we're actually going to do. So I'm going to put this on so I don't cut myself. Then we are going to take out some paracord. And before I cut the paracord off of this, I'm going to tie my knot first. So let's bend down here. Obviously I have my hatchet, I have my paracord. I want to take this, create my knot, make sure it's big enough to go over top, which mine is not. So we're going to make sure it's big enough. Goes over top like this, and we're going to create our knot just like that. Okay, now I want my loop to be roughly that big, enough to where I can get my hand in there and wrap it around a couple times. So we're actually going to cut our paracord right there, just like that. Now we can take this, and we're going to do it again. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to lay it down on here this time, go over, go around, put this, oops, just like this, and then we're going to put it right up through here. Tie our knot. We're going to pull it tight, both of them really, really tight. We're going to make sure it feels tight, looks tight, looks good to me. We're going to put our hand through it. So I should have made them loop a little bit bigger, but I can actually fix that. As you can see, I have a bigger tail end here. We're just going to try to undo this knot. So we're going to move it. And I didn't pull it very, very tight, as you can see. We're actually going to pull that through a little bit. Just do one of those. Now, it should be pretty tight. Oh yeah. And the loop's a little bigger. So just like that, we're going to keep this on because I don't want to hurt myself too bad. We're going to keep that on. We're just going to swing it around. Now, that knot gets tighter and tighter every single time I pull it, which is huge. It's hugely helpful. So now, I can take this off just like this. I don't got to worry about that knot coming undone. So we're going to chop. Plus, something I want to mention really quick is it actually acts as a stopper right here. It doesn't allow your hand to slip down any further, which is nice. And just like that, now you have your tool out, not coming off your hand, and it's very useful. So since this is paracord, I'm actually going to pull this tail end through a little bit more, and I'm going to put a stopper knot in there. So let me show you. We're going to take this. We're just going to, oh, I might have to pull this side through a little bit more too. Yeah, I'm going to have to. So that's going to be in a later video if you want to see that. But I'm actually going to create a stopper knot here just in case if it does slip. And I'm going to burn these ends and snip them off. So this one's actually very useful, especially like I said earlier, when your hands are cold and whatnot. But if you would like to see that kind of a video, I will wrap paracord here and show you how to do that. Plus, I will burn these ends, tie them on. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comments below. All right, there is another way to use this knot. Now, for the fun way of using this knot, I'm going to show you why this knot is so deadly. Let's do it. So as I am prepping for this next task, which you guys are going to be really excited about, we're not only going to be taking this knot and putting it to the test, we're also going to be breaking something in half. So I mean, you just got to wait for this one now. But first things first, I need to take this rope. I'm actually going to put it around this little branch right here. We're going to tie a bowline so it's easy to undo after I tug on this really, really hard. But we're going to go this way. And we're going to keep going this way. And this is super exciting. So, I need to tie my knot roughly right here. Right here. This is where we're going to be recording. I have this guy right here. A big old pumpkin. We're going to tie this knot around it and we're going to rip it in half. We're going to see how easy and fast this thing constricts around this pumpkin and breaks it in half. So, we're going to put it right here. We're going to take our rope. We're going to go like this. I need to make the loop big. Just like this. Keep making it big. Put it right around our pumpkin. You know, this knot is actually very easy to tie. I might need some duct tape because it is a round object and the rope wants to slide around it, which is not working out so good for me. I think it'll work just like that. So there you go. As you can see, I have my Constrictor hitch right here. Then if you come this way, I have a car. We are going to tie a bowline because, like I said earlier, the bowline knot is the easiest knot to come undone for me. Whoopsie daisy. Let's actually tie that bowline correctly. If you want to learn how to tie the bowline, you should go check out on my YouTube channel. I actually tie this knot, man, I don't know how many times on my channel. But I will link it right up for you up here on the screen somewhere. And then you can learn how to tie the bowline knot as well. But again, I have my bowline knot here. Line goes right out to here to my beautiful test subject right here. Then it goes right out to the tree. And let's see what's gonna break first, the pumpkin or the rope. Let's do it. Look at that nice clean cut. That amazes me. And that right there is the reason why this is the most dangerous knot. All right, so the car worked great, but now I gotta see if I'm strong enough to cut this in half, because this knot, the more and more you pull, the tighter and tighter the knot gets, right? So I shouldn't have to exert myself by any means and do this. So we're gonna try this. So obviously I have it. Oh no, it's gonna slip off the side. Right here. I might need some duct tape for this one. Oh, that might work. All right, ready for this? Nope, it slipped off the side. So obviously round objects, things will slip on the side more than anything. You know what? Let's just try the stem. Let's see what happens if we literally just put it on the stem. Okay, let's try this again. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Ah, it's tight. It's tight, but I am not strong enough to break that. Look how tight that is. That is so tight. So let's hook it up to the car again. How did that go? Look at that, it's just a clean cut. That is amazing. All right, let's try this way because this one is going to be a little bit flatter than the other one is. Make sure it's tight. So let's go this way. All right, hopefully this one's gonna work. See if I can hook it. Got it. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. All right, let's try this one. All right, so all seriousness, that was a little bit of too much fun. Do you agree? Leave it in the comments below. Do you want me to do more fun destruction stuff like that with knots? Now, all seriousness, this knot is very dangerous. If you were to take this knot and say if you cut yourself really bad, we have to put a tourniquet on, and you try to tie this knot as a tourniquet, you will hurt yourself more. This is not a knot for anything like that. This is for your bushcraft practice, tying it on sticks, tying it on logs. You know, I've seen people, they'll get a big bundle of sticks, tie this knot around those big bundles of sticks to carry them back to camp. This is not a knot to just mess around with like I've been doing. Now, like I said earlier, if you tie it around your arm and if you pull it tight, if you can't get that undone, if it cuts into your skin like it cuts in this pumpkin, you will lose your arm. They would have to amputate it. If you cut your arm off, cut your circulation in your arm off too much, you could hurt yourself. So beware. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way through. So make sure you go hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more videos like this, more really cool knot videos, hitch videos, anything that you can think of videos, let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. Plus, share this video to everyone you know because I need to get more watch hours on YouTube. Thanks so much. Go hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next video.